Hey, what's poppin', everybody? Man, we're feeling good after yesterday's Monday Night Football game. Just about a clean sweep on our picks yesterday. The lock of the day finally connects on a football game. Cortland's on his last catch of the game ends up getting up to 72 yards, so going over on his receiving yards for yesterday. So we finally hit a lock of the day for football to start the season. Rashad Penny ends up going just under. He had a red hot start, and I think he ripped up like a 20-yard run that would have put him over, but then a holding call called it back. So got bailed out there, but he did end up going under for us. And then Geno Smith came out looking like Patrick Mahomes in the first half. I think he had like 24 pass attempts in the first half, and then he threw 4 pass attempts in the second half. And then Russell Wilson ended up throwing 42 passes. Ended up not being a blowout, of course. The Broncos lost. So that blew up the parlay, but it as well blew up that rival for me, of course, because I can never get a rival right, apparently. But that is what it is yesterday. That makes us, on the football season, a 7-4 record, a 1-2 record, or 7-4 overall record, 1-2 record with the lock of the day. And it's going to put us up 12 units because I did hit the payout booster yesterday with my Russell Wilson, Mike Evans, and Cortland Sutton line. So we did hit that monster payout booster for us, which is going to help us big time with our player props because our parlay did not end up hitting. So today we've got a baseball lineup, so let's go ahead and get right into it, man. Real quick, if you guys are new to Underdog Fantasy, in the link down in the description below, I have a link that takes you straight to the App Store where you can download Underdog Fantasy because you're going to want to hop in on the action this year. They have added a whole bunch of new features to Underdog Fantasy this year, starting with the brand new insurance feature, okay? This insurance feature is a new thing that has been super requested for the fans and the customers of Underdog Fantasy. Essentially, all you do is you click insurance right here. And if you can see right there, all you have to do is hit 4 of these picks to win, but the value does drop down. So if you turn off the insurance, you do a $10 bet, you obviously get $200. And if you turn on the insurance feature, it drops down a multiplier down to 10. But if you miss one of these picks, say, Jameis Winston gets hurt or something, he doesn't end up throwing 2 touchdown passes. But everybody else hits like Lamar, Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, and Justin Jefferson. All these guys hit. You still hit the slip. You just get it for $100. Just goes down a multiplier, which is a huge feature a lot of people have been asking for, so they received it. Also, they have added second half lines now to games. Obviously, it is on. There is nothing up because there's no NFL second half games, but they have added NFL second half. So just like for the Thursday night game, I'll throw up that clip right here. Thursday night, they dropped all the second half lines for that Thursday night game between the Bills and the Rams. They've added a bunch of new features this year. They're trying to improve to get the app better for you guys. Also, when you sign up, if you use code TAKEMYSHOT, you'll get $100 match, up to $100 match and 100% deposit match on your first time deposit. So if you do that, you can deposit $50 to get an extra $50, $20 to get an extra $20. Whole lot of stuff coming with Underdog Fantasy this year. Make sure you sign up with code TAKEMYSHOT. Now let's get to today's bets. Coming in hot with today's lock of the day, it will be coming from the Boston-New York Yankees game. Give me Nick Pivetta today under 100.5 on his pitch count. I'm loving this line a lot. Numbers are screaming at us to take the under on this pitch count here today. He has taken on the Yankees 3 times this season. Pitch count sits at 89, 90, and 91. In 3 starts versus the Yankees, he has never thrown over 100 pitches. 9 games this year, he has thrown over 100 on his pitch count. The average after throwing 100 games. So after he throws 100 games, the following game, the average after he throws 100 pitches is sitting at 91.6. So very rarely does he ever throw back-to-back 100 pitch count games. And he's coming off a game where he threw a 101 in his last pitch count in his last game. Only 2 times this season has he thrown back-to-back 100 pitch games, but it's still very unlikely. His average sits all the way down at 91.6. So essentially 92 pitches. So I'm loving the odds of him today to go under the 100.5 pitch count. Against the Yankees, he has struggled against them the entire season. I'm taking him on 3 times. This will be his 4th time this season. I just think this pitch count is way too high today for Nick Pivetta, so we're going to take the under in 100.5 pitch count for Nick Pivetta as a lock of the day today. Next up, you guys know I don't really like to mess around with hitters, but there is a man floating around the league right now that has hit a home run in 7 straight games. That dude is Mike Trout, baby. We're going to go over his 1.5 bases. This dude, like I just said, he's homered in 7 straight games, which is just absurd. I can't believe the fact that I haven't even noticed that. I remember the other day he was sitting at 3 straight games. I was like, that's pretty wild. And then, I've been focusing about football the last couple of days, and next thing you know, he's hitting 7 straight. So he has gone yard. He's going yard right now like crazy. So we're going to go ahead and go over at his 1.5 bases. Today he's taking on the he's taking on the Guardians. And the Guardians are starting a relief pitcher today. They're starting C. Morris today, which he's only started just a handful of games this year. So there's a chance that Mike Trout's going to see about 4 or 5 pitchers today. So you should be able to get one of these guys, one of these relief pitchers for a big shot. So give me Mike Trout over 1.5 bases today as our second play of the day. And our last play of the day is going to be another pitch count. We're going to go over to Corey Abbott. We're going to go under on his 85.5 pitch count today. He has only made 5 starts this season. And he's only gone over in those 5 starts twice on his pitch count, and they were very close. It was like 90 and 88. So he just barely threw just a couple pitches over. Never thrown more than 6 innings, and he just threw 3 days ago. So I'm not expecting him to get super crazy with his pitch count here today. Not a guy that has a big-time volume pitcher. Normally a reliever really does not throw too many games or does not start too many games, and when he starts the games he does not throw too many innings, so shouldn't be much of a sweat for Corey Abbott today to go over on his pitch count today. So we're going to go under on 85.5 pitch count for Corey Abbott for our third play of the day. Alright guys, that's going to make it today's perfect 3-slip. The lock of the day is Nick Pivetta under 100.5 on his pitch count. Give me Mike Trout over 1.5 bases and Corey Abbott under 85.5 pitch count, only averaging 83 pitch count per game per his starts this year. So we're going to continue to, or we're going to go with 2 guys, or a guy that's not really normally a relief pitcher in Corey Abbott, a guy who struggled versus the Yankees, and Mike Trout, who's absolutely on fire right now for our 3 picks of the day today. All right, with that being said, guys, it's going to wrap up today's video. Fantastic weekend of football. Really enjoyed it. It's so good for football to be back. We're just about a month away from the NBA starting back up again. So once the NBA starts back up, I think I'll probably drop baseball entirely unless there's a huge play that I'm really liking a lot. But we're going to definitely go back to basketball. We got about a month out till basketball starts. But with that being said, guys, I'll catch you tomorrow. Peace.